Hello, everyone. This is PocketGPT, and it allows you to train and break down your own GPT models all on device, and you can watch it in real time as it trains. And so we want to get rid of that educational gap with LLMs where developers are just pinging a completions API, and they don't actually understand how the LLM works. So with PocketGPT, we want to watch every token prediction, see all the attention heat maps, inspect the embeddings, and all this other stuff. And we want to actually give a tutorial on how LLMs work to someone who's training their own LLMs, because there's no better way to learn than actually doing it. And so we have three main modes here, which I will get into soon. And it's a guided tutorial that actually teaches you how LLMs work by allowing you to train your own model live. So you load a data set or put your own corpus, like your social media data or an essay. You configure what the settings you want, you train it live, and you inspect the internals. So let's launch PocketGPT. And you can see here, if I restart here, welcome to PocketGPT. This is what the user would see on first sign up, the three main modes, and you can start our tutorial. So it tells you, ever wondered what's inside an AI, and it breaks down how PocketGPT is just a smaller version of GPT-4, Claude, and Gemini. And so we have three main experiments, which I will show you. And we're going to start with watch it learn. And we'll start chapter 1. So it goes into what tokens are, and you can choose whatever corpus you want. So we're going to choose a bunch of Shakespeare stuff. And then we'll go next. We can choose our training controls. So I can actually go here and I can change how big I want the model brain to be, how fast I want it to be, what the context window. And then obviously how it learns generation. There's a lot of other settings here like temperature, evaluation, interval, and all this other stuff. So what we'll do is we'll close that for now and we'll just run it as default. And you can continue with the tutorial. So it's going to go into token generation and embeddings. Each token gets a different ID. And we'll go down to learning progress. So you can see we have a graph of the loss of the values of the training and validation loops. And it goes into loss here. And then we can see the emergent learning phases. So right now it's learning the alphabet. Obviously, this will change as it goes up to learning sentence structure, learning other stuff. And then we talk about how a transformer works, and the chapter is complete. So if I continue, we actually can see that it starts as complete garbage and actually progresses over time and starts making something relatively reasonable. And remember, I'm not picking any APIs for this. This is all training and happening on my device. And so we actually predict the next token. So MT, obviously that is not correct yet, and we still have some issues, but eventually when I come back here in a little bit, it'll actually start creating sentences. And you can go down here and see the embedding space and see all the characters, and it includes white space, it includes punctuation, it includes all this digits and stuff like that. There's only 1, 3 in this. And it breaks down everything. So you can see it's starting to get some sentence structure, the, do, to, come. And you can see that one of our models is training. You can actually save the model. So I can be like, save state 1. And I can save it, and I can end up reloading this at any time, and I'll prove it to you later that it actually works. But what I can actually do is I can go to the playground, and it'll pause the training while I do this, but I can type in hello, and then see what the next token will actually be. Hello hath to it. So it will start generating the next tokens. I can pause this, and as soon as I click back, it'll just start generating. So I will pause this for now. And we'll go over to the attention cinema. And obviously, there's a lesson for all three of these, but I do not have time to go into all of it. But I can actually click through it, and it teaches you on attention and transformers. We'll go to the classic poetry collection, or we'll go to children's books. And we can actually start this. And if we give it a little bit of time, it'll start, once it gets to around step 100 here, it'll actually show us the attention, like the model architecture. So all the layers, all the heads, the embed dimension, and all this other stuff in a bunch of graphs. So you can see we hit 100 here, and it starts to show us the, we'll move to grid here. It shows us every single layer and every single head from each layer. And if I click on one of these, we can actually see the tokens at the top as the x-axis and the y-axis, and it's which tokens need attention from other tokens, which that were prior to that token. So, and it has the p-values here. So I can switch through. and change which one I want to see. But if I go out of here, I can go 3D and I can see this in 3D, which is pretty cool. I like this. And yeah, you can pull that up in 3D and then style transfer here. Let me actually pause this so we don't crash my computer. Style transfer, you can basically train a model off your own text. I'm going to take a Toronto man's slang thing. I don't know. I just got ChatGPT to generate it. And then we'll press play here. And it'll start learning the style like any LLM would. But this one's a little bit more fine-tuned for just this purpose. We fine-tuned the parameters a little bit more. So it has your writing, and then it tries to make the model's version of the writing. Obviously, it is not good yet, but it will get a lot better. We can see the evolution and see how it goes over time and cross it with our writing style. I can come back to that in a little bit. But obviously, we can go back here. Let me clear this, and then I'll prove to you that we can actually reload the model. And as soon as I press play, we just reloaded it. And you can see it's now on phase 2, where we're identifying common words. So if I just let this play out a little bit longer, it'll start to get better and better. And once we hit step 1,000 here, it'll relog this. And you can see it's starting to create actual sentences. So I will pause this recording. I'll let this run for a little bit, and I will actually show you what the model gets up to. So just to check back in, it is now on phase 3. It's pretty much halfway through training, and you can see the loss values are going down, and you can just see it progress down here. So here we have actual text that looks almost legible. And it's getting closer and closer to proper English text. And if I go back to style transfer, you can see here that if I play this, because it's the way the back end the WebSockets work, we have to wait till a step in the hundreds. So we'll wait till 800. And then once we have 800, it will stream it. And you can see that it's getting closer to mimicking what the actual text, the input text was. And obviously all these models are independent. So this will just get better over time. And the next token predictions over here. But you can save these models. So I've been saving some checkpoints. And if I go back to style transfer, I can actually save this model as well as style 1.